Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. I am Bradley.
And I'm Kate.
And this is History Buffoons.
Sure is.
Yeah, we like the buffoons of history.
Yeah.
Because there it's us. We're the two.
Me and you?
Yeah, we're buffoons.
Yeah.
We have some honorary buffoons out there.
Yeah, we do.
Al, Tara, your parents. A couple other smattering of people.
It's pretty great because, like, they all give us
feedback, ideas, all that. I feel like my beard keeps hitting my microphone. I have a big beard.
Okay.
Do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Should we open a beer first?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. So what did I get you for this? You keep doing that every time you pick a beverage up.
My computer fell if you're not watching.
Well, no one can really see it, YouTubes. So, but, you know.
I'm so excited.
Tell them why you're excited because of the last time we tried to get this.
Okay, so the bar that we like to go to every once in a while in Elkhart Lake.
Brown Bear.
Yes, they have the Seattle cider basil mint hard cider.
Yes.
And I ordered it the last time, and they didn't have this flavor. And I don't know if it was just sold out or they didn't renew it or whatever the fact.
From what I gathered, I could be wrong. It sounds like they just brought in a different flavor to change it up. Yeah. Is what it seemed like to me. I could be wrong.
And I said boo on you.
Yeah.
And then Bradley went and found
some basil mint. So.
Yeah, so I get to sip on this.
Yeah, so she's
excited.
Obviously had it on the podcast before, but
I'm not a cider person.
No, but this one
is just so unique.
Yeah, I really like the flavoring of it. Yeah. It's so good, and it's like you said, a sipper. It's definitely not a chugging type beverage, but it's nice to sip on once in a while. So I thought it's been a minute since we did it on here, and it's also been a minute since you had one because they didn't have it the last time. So I thought that would be a good one. So I have two different kinds from Avery. Shout out to Al. And he said that's a quality pickup I did. I got a variety pack. So I have had the Maharaja on here before, which was fucking delicious. And I think when we were talking about it, I think that's still my favorite one so far that I've had. So,
good.
So thanks again, Al. But what I have here is the Avery IPA. It's a Colorado India Pale Ale, and I love Colorado.
I know.
It's also from Colorado. So, yeah. And, so it's, what did you say? You read it before.
It's up at the green.
Floral. Yeah. Resinous. Crisp. So I'm going to try this. I don't think I've ever had this one before. I think Al said he did, and he said it's solid, but he hasn't tried the other one, so.
I can already smell the basil.
Cheers.
Cheers. I can smell the basil. Now I really want a salad with some basil in it.
Ooh, that's good.
I wish you liked salad because
I like spinach salad with salmon on it. Adding
just a touch of basil in a lettuce salad is so good.
Well, someday when I die, I'll eat one.
I love the basil in this.
I'm glad you do. Well, I'm glad I decided to go with that because I almost got you something different, another lager that I'm pretty sure you haven't had. Mm-hmm. But then I thought of that, and I'm like, that's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So this is also very floral, very resinous, and it is quite crisp. No, this is delicious.
How does that compare to the Maharaja?
Quite different, where that's a little more danky IPA-ish. It's like, because it's a double? Is that what? Imperial? Fuck. I got one. I'll have to look at it. But this one is a little bit more piney than what that one is. So.
And what's the other beer that you have?
I have the Highliner Hazy IPA. So we'll hold it up there. This one is tropical, smooth, juicy. So it is a hazy. So it's this one's also 6.5%. This one's 6%.
Mine is 6.9.
Is that one 6.9?
Or maybe it was 5.9.
Holy balls.
6.9.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that much.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's definitely a sipper for me.
Yeah. So this one's a hazy India Pale Ale, which typically are, like it says, more juicy, which I love traditional IPAs, like Sierra Torpedo is I think still my favorite. Sorry, setting it down. But I've noticed over the last few years, I've kind of shifted to having a little more on the hazy side, because like their hazy little thing from Sierra is a go-to, and I rather enjoy those. But I do like this one. This one's delicious.
Wonderful.
I like the can too. It's got mountains and shit.
Mountains and shit.
Coming out of a hop, it looks like. So.
Okay, so if you were independently wealthy,
yes.
What are some of the things that you would do with that money?
I would make my silo into a tower with a bar at the top and an observatory, and the second level would be a library.
Love it.
That would be fucking amazing. So the property I live on is an old farmstead house, like property. Like they used to have many, many acres, and that's why my house is 10 years older than Wisconsin. And I do have a silo. It's not that old. It's a newer silo. You can tell by the concrete. But I have dreams of someday having enough money to make that also the entrance of my house and build a new house off of it, and then have that stuff above. Mm-hmm. So like the only way I'd want to get to the library level would be from the second floor, and then from the library you would go up to the bar observatory, and I'd have it fully stocked with lots of bourbons and beers. And probably a couple other spirits. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I think that'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
And they have some cool, like, windows that you could open up so you get a nice breeze in there and shit. Because I bet it would be fantastic up there. Because it's a pretty tall, silo. So, yeah. And it's funny, like, when we were first moved here, this is obviously pre-kids and stuff, I'd have, like, my brothers over and a couple buddies or whatever, and we'd party in the silo. And just drink beers and shit in the silo. And now that Xavier's around, he always wants to go play in the silo. And I'm like, not right now. I have to clear around it. There's a lot of trees and shit that have grown up around it. But yeah.
Probably all the beer cans inside too.
There's still bottles of beer. There's a chair that I left there, like literally probably eight or so years ago, we'll call it. And because of it being open, there's a lot of turkey vultures that like to land up there, and there's other birds. There's a lot of bird shit on that chair.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it there until I can throw it away. But yeah, that was my bad for leaving it there.
Well, we are going to talk about one of the richest women that the world has ever seen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And she was also very poor looking.
If she was a man, would she have made 25% more?
Probably. We're going to talk about Hetty Green.
Hetty Green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was born Henrietta Howland Robinson.
Okay.
On November 21st, 1834.
Okay.
In New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Okay. She was born into a Quaker family, and they were already really well off.
Oh, really?
They had a very successful whaling company.
Oh, shit.
And they also dabbled quite a bit in the China trade.
Okay. Like dishes?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're talking about, like, that was sarcasm, folks.
I know.
Just in case.
Just wanted to be clear, I was not actually meaning dishes.
But this family was, like, the richest of its kind in this town, in New Bedford. Yes.
New Bedford?
New Bedford, but, like, pretty much, yeah.
Is that, like, close to Boston?
I actually didn't Google where it was at.
Oh, shit.
I
feel like that's a missed opportunity. I mean, just for people, like, I don't know where New Bedford is, but in terms of, like, a lot of people know where Boston is, or at least can get a better idea, I guess is why I asked that.
Yeah.
But
so New Bedford is right on the water, if you can understand that.
So the east coast.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it makes sense if they had a whaling business.
They did.
Right.
So Boston is also on the water, but it's very, very, very north. Like it's
Boston is north.
Boston is very north.
And New Bedford is on the southern coast.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Have you ever been to Massachusetts?
I don't think so. I think the closest I've been is Delaware.
I went there once and almost choked on a mozzarella stick.
I have also choked on a mozzarella stick.
Yeah, we've shared those stories.
As has my sister.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Anyways.
Okay, so Hetty grew up as an only child. She did have a younger brother, but he passed away as an infant.
Okay.
But so she was basically brought up as a son. Her father basically showed her the whaling business, constant business talk, lots of financial discussions, that kind of thing.
Okay, so just basically prepping her.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yes.
Okay.
When she was 2, Hetty was sent to live with her grandfather, Gideon Howland.
Okay.
And sometimes her great aunt. We'll just call her Aunt Sylvia.
Aunt Sylvia.
Mm-hmm. Her mom was sick a lot, so she was kind of passed off onto other family members for a time, but
gotcha.
she remained pretty close to her father.
Okay.
By age 6, while the other kids were kind of reading bedtime stories, Hetty, who was a great reader, and also her grandfather did not see very well, she was reading the financial newspapers to her grandfather.
Oh, that was nice of her.
Out loud, yeah.
Sure.
She learned to read ledgers and track commodities and other words I don't understand. I'm not a financial person.
I'm surprised you understood the word commodities.
What's a commodity?
Exactly.
Yeah. When her grandfather passed away, and her dad, Edward, basically took over the whaling business, Hetty just kept doing her thing. So she would read the news to him because he also kind of had some poor eyesight. So thanks to all this like early training throughout her younger years, she became the family bookkeeper at 13 years old.
Holy shit. Mm-hmm. That's impressive because I know a lot of people 3 times that age that couldn't do it. Plus a year.
You're looking at her.
That's why I said plus a year. I'm keeping that as a sound bite.
Yes, I just turned 40. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, because of her upbringing, they were actually Quakers.
Mm-hmm.
They had a very simple and frugal lifestyle.
Right.
And she basically took that to like epic proportions.
Sure. She ran with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As a teenager, Hetty wasn't exactly like the quintessential like rich girl person.
No.
She did go to finishing school, but she wanted nothing to do with fanciness and parlors and pearls and what other P words you can think of.
Pears?
Pears. Didn't like pears. I had no idea.
Parliament?
No. No corsets, no ball gowns, nothing like that. Nothing frivolous. Her family worried that she'd never find a husband.
Oh, shit.
Because she wouldn't act proper or what they thought was proper.
Well, Dad also raised her as a boy,
pretty
basically.
Much, yeah.
So, I mean,
just intellectually as a boy. Like,
I get that.
You're going to take after me.
But don't you think that would also kind of veer you your whole life in that direction? Because that's how you're learning. So, sorry about that. That's how you're learning. So, I mean, I feel like she would take on some other characteristics of that, not just straight up like, I'm not a woman, but at the same time, she just would be like, well, whatever, I'm doing this because this is what Dad taught me, and so I'm going to focus more on that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when she turned 20, her dad was like, no, you need to look more like a woman. So here's $1,200 for a fancy wardrobe.
Wow, that had to be a lot back then.
$24,000.
Holy shit. But you did say they were wealthy.
Uh-huh.
So.
She donated her clothes.
Oh, like, so she went and bought it and then just donated it?
I think she mostly sold it because she was so financially savvy. She sold her whole batch and invested the money in government bonds instead.
Oh my God. At a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So she was super close with her dad, as I said, and she was also fairly close to her Aunt Sylvia, who was also rich in her own right.
Okay.
But at one point, she kind of had a little bit of a devastating couple of years. Her parents and Aunt Sylvia all died within like 5-7 years of each other in the 1860s.
Damn, lost a lot of a few short years.
Right. So her dad left her somewhere between $5 to $7 million, which is approximately $122 million today.
That is wild.
Yeah. Most of it was tied up in trusts.
Okay.
Hetty could only get the interest out of that.
I suppose, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Aunt Sylvia was a little bit stingier. Out of her $2 million estate, which was about $41 million, half went to charity, and the rest was in a trust for Hetty. Okay. Hetty did not like this.
Probably not.
She did not want other people to control her money. She didn't want this trust. She didn't want banks to hold on to this.
No, she clearly could do it on her own because she's been running the ledger since 13.
And that's what she was convinced of. I can do this better than anyone.
Right.
She could grow that money in a better way than any trustee could.
Yeah.
So she took matters into her own hands.
Okay.
And she challenged Aunt Sylvia's will in court.
Wow.
She produced what she claimed was an earlier version of the will, and that in the will she was left with everything.
Sure.
Well, that blew up in her face.
Well, I'm sure because it probably wasn't real.
It wasn't real.
She faked it to try and get all of it.
The quote-unquote new will was ruled a forgery.
Okay.
One of Hetty's friends... one of Hetty's buddies allegedly helped fake the signature with all this.
See, that's where you go wrong right away. You're trying to get all this, and you already technically have half of it. You're just trying to get the other half. You start forging shit, that's going to not go well for you. Well,
the court case Robinson versus Mandel dragged on for years, and it was one of the biggest legal fights that used forensic accounting to prove fraud.
Okay.
In the end, Hetty lost and had to settle around $600,000.
So that's all she got?
Wow. And her relatives tried to get her charged with forgery, and the scandal pretty much stuck with her for the rest of her life.
Did her relatives try to get her caught of forgery so they could inherit what she was getting?
I don't think it was about that. I think it was just about Aunt Sylvia's good name kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
But the image of Hetty in the scandal kind of painted her as ruthless and greedy and kind of a cutthroat person.
Yeah, I can see why that would be the case because she fucked up.
Yeah, she sounded greedy.
100%. She was probably better off with what she was getting half of instead of trying to fucking forge her shit, basically. So,
but that was also kind of a lesson learned because she didn't get what she wanted.
No, not at all.
But because the Quaker household was kind of a less is more, Quakers weren't big on flashing their wealth, and Hetty took that to heart. So she once said, quote, "I am a Quaker, and I am trying to live up to the tenets of that faith. That is why I dress plainly and live quietly. No other kind of life would please me," end quote. Okay. She would not spend money on unnecessary stuff. It had to be a practical thing that she was investing in.
I wish I could think like Hetty.
I know.
I buy too much dumb shit.
Yeah, same.
I mean, not even dumb shit. I just spend money frivolously and whatever. Yeah. So, cool.
But Hetty's dad was basically her financial Yoda. One of her favorite stories was about how he turned down a fancy cigar. He said, quote, "I smoke 4-cent cigars and I like them. If I were to smoke better ones, I might lose my taste for the cheap ones that I now find quite satisfactory," end quote.
So he basically...
Don't get used to luxury.
Basically bought store brand and was cool with it.
Yep.
Is what that is saying.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, Hetty was don't get used to luxury, otherwise you're going to want to start needing it, essentially. You're going to start
you're going to want all that shit more often than you need, and it's not necessary kind of thing. So, yeah.
So she made it a point to avoid any comfort items. She never had heated water. It was always cold water. She had one black dress.
For morning?
No, for her everyday life, which I guess could be in morning. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like it.
She had inexpensive food. She would eat oatmeal.
I like oatmeal.
She would put oatmeal on a radiator to warm it up.
Well, at least it was warm. What is that?
I'm just saying, she's a no-frills woman.
Do you like oatmeal?
Not typically.
Growing up, I always remember it, especially in the winter because it's warm. When we'd have to go out and shovel, I always remember my mom making me oatmeal. I loved it. You put brown sugar on it and some milk. Fucking delicious.
Yeah, that's how I ate it too, was brown sugar and milk. My dad would always make us breakfast, and I feel like it was about once a week that he would be like, all right, here's some oatmeal, wheat of
cream of wheat?
Cream of wheat, thank you. Yeah. Or cereal.
Okay. You pick one?
Yeah.
Basically?
And then other times it would be like a quiche or a breakfast sandwich or pancakes, you know.
But he always had that basic one in there, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said he used to make you breakfast all the time, right?
Yeah, now I can't not have breakfast.
Thanks, Dad. Well, would you say Nathan always has to have an egg?
Yeah, he always has to have eggs for breakfast. Yep.
Whereas I don't think Sarah eats breakfast. She usually makes breakfast for the kids. I don't eat breakfast, but I also get up at I'd say the ass crack of dawn, but that crack ain't even showing at that point. No, so
it's not even thinking about dropping trow.
No, it hasn't gotten up to do its morning constitutional. So I wish I ate breakfast, but when you wake up as early as I do, it's kind of hard to build that time in. Because then I would have to wake up earlier.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am going to try my Highliner Hazy IPA.
Okay.
At this time.
How did you like the...
I rather enjoyed it. It does have that more... I'm sorry. Yeah. Should have said Ralph got the Buick there. Get the Buick. It does definitely have that little more, not like overly pine taste, but you can taste that little more IPA pine taste to it. So I'm kind of curious as how this is going to be.
Let us know. Right now.
I went down the wrong tube.
Uh-oh.
Not as hazy as I thought it would be, but I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a dude skiing on there.
Okay, let's move on.
Anyways.
So being a woman in the 1800s, Hetty pretty much knew the drill. If she had money, she was expected to hand it over to a husband or a male trustee to manage it for you. Exactly, that's what she thought.
Shit, that's dumb.
She didn't trust anyone to do this for her.
No, why would she? Because again, she's been doing this since she was 13.
Yes.
She knows what the fuck she's doing. Let her fucking do it.
And that really kind of, like, that whole aspect of, like, being a woman kind of lit a fire under her, like, threadbare underwear. So Hetty, like, doubled down.
Okay.
And by saving every cent and building her fortune solo, she proved that she didn't need anyone else, not a husband, not a banker, not a soul, telling her what to do with her money. And every penny she saved was a little bit more freedom in a world that didn't give women much freedom at all. I mean, they couldn't even vote at this time.
Right. Well, they couldn't vote for like another 100 years.
So,
wait, what year are we in by now?
So we're in like the 1860s?
Okay.
1840s?
I mean, that's quite a gap.
Okay, so Hetty...
Oh, so you're just glossing over that? Wow. I expected an answer there.
She was born in 34.
Okay, and we're like near the 60s now.
I would think, yeah, we're near the 60s.
So, anyways, we're moving on, so I don't have to answer this. Fuck that, you're not answering that question.
I actually didn't really write down a whole bunch of years. Like during this year, this happened, and this year,
I didn't expect that. I just wanted a generalized date range, I guess. But because how old is she right now? Is roughly what we're talking about.
She's probably in her 20s or 30s.
Still in her 20s. She was
So we're kind of like in the Gilded Age, which is like the late 1870s. So like we're probably right before that.
Late 1870s, so probably early 1870s or right before that.
Yeah, or late 1860s.
So she's going to be about 40 right now.
Yeah.
35 to 40 roughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she didn't keep her money. She didn't love her money because it bought her stuff. She liked it to keep it. She was a hoarder of money.
She liked to amass a fortune on her own because she wanted to prove she could do it.
She had a full-blown obsession with not spending it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem.
I know.
I also don't have a fortune, so I wish I had also had that problem.
Hetty thrived on deals. Buying, selling, lending, and foreclosing. She didn't see money more as wealth. She saw it as like a scoreboard. Like, I am going to be the richest because I have the money, not because I spend it.
Right.
Yeah. Not because I show everybody else that I have it.
No, she didn't flaunt it.
She did not flaunt it.
Or a lot of people, especially in that age, would have like the super fancy dresses and hats and gloves and whatever.
Yes,
blah,
and
blah,
the
blah,
mansions.
blah. Yeah,
and,
the big ass house and the carriages and shit
that's
like
when
that.
we're kind of getting into that Gilded Age, where the railroad tycoons were kind of up and coming, and the oil producers and all of that, and they were building the mansions and wearing the fancy
because they wanted
clothes.
to flaunt their status, their wealth, and everything. Where she just wanted to fucking she's like Scrooge McDuck in his fucking She wanted to dive into the pile of coins.
Or like the dragon, Smog. Is that his name? Smog?
Smog, yeah.
Smog the dragon.
The Desolation of Smog.
That's the right one.
Benedict Cumberbatch. I thought he did a great job with the voice of him, by the way. I also am a big fan of Benedict Cumberbatch. Did you ever hear of, you know who Zach Galifianakis is?
Yeah.
There's, he did a show called Between Two Ferns.
I've seen it. I've seen clips of it.
It's so funny. But there was one time, and I'm probably going to quote him wrong on this, but there was one where he had, because it's supposed to be funny. He's asking him questions basically as insults, but it's known, whatever. Yeah. And he had Benedict Cumberbatch on, and he goes, do you think if you didn't have an accent, people would know how crappy of a actor you are? Something like that. I know I'm butchering the quote. It's not even close, but it's a blooper, so they just start fucking cracking up. But anyways, we talked about Benedict Cumberbatch, and I went on a fucking tangent.
It wasn't a great one either.
You can go something.
Fly a kite? Okay, so.
I was going to say jump off a cliff, but okay.
Oh, rude.
Rude? Well, I don't want to fly a kite. There's lightning out there.
Okay, so while
Franklin?
everybody in the Gilded Age were building mansions, wearing diamonds,
was
roasting
she building
peacocks.
Smaller stuff?
She...
Roasting peacocks? Well, we are at a zoo.
She would eat cold oatmeal or
radiated oatmeal.
She had one dress.
Black.
She lived like a pauper. She had a tiny apartment.
Oh, she didn't even have a house?
Nope. She rented.
Okay.
Yep, she had a tiny house.
That seems odd for someone who wants to amass wealth that she would rent, because you're not gaining anything out of that, even back then.
Yeah.
You would think that she would want to own her residence so it could be then paid off, so it could amass some type of value.
Well, maybe she's like me and be like, I want to rent because then I don't have to deal with shit.
Yeah, but I think renting in 1870 compared to renting in 2025 is quite fucking different.
Yeah.
Whereas like now you got, well, it snowed. The landlord's got to shovel that and so on. Or mow the lawn if there is a lawn, wherever you might be. Back then, I'm guessing it was a little bit different. I'm not sure what, but I don't think it's the same, is what I'm saying. So.
And because of how she looked and how she acted with the amount of money behind her, the press loved her.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't donate money, did she?
She did.
Did she?
Yeah, but she was incredibly private.
About it?
Yeah. She did not tell people what funds she was using. She didn't tell people what bonds she was buying or stock or anything like that. She was very, very private. So even when she gave it away, nobody knew.
So she kept it close to the vest?
Close to the vest. Look at that.
Bringing it back.
She once said, quote, "My life is written for me down in Wall Street by people who do not care to know one iota
there it is.
Of the real Hetty Green. I go my own way, therefore I am Madam Ishmael, set against every man," end quote.
What is Madam Ishmael? It's a reference to something.
So Ishmael is, call me Ishmael, that's a Moby Dick person?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've never read Moby Dick, so I'm assuming it's a very independent person, and she's like, I am Madam Ishmael. I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
That is an accurate statement.
So while the boys of Wall Street were like puffing cigars and playing risky games with money, she was racking up the millions quietly.
Yeah.
Okay. She would buy things when they were low and nobody wanted them and keep them until they went up in price and people went crazy over them.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, she said, quote, "I believe in getting in at the bottom and out on top. When I see a good thing going cheap because nobody wants it, I buy a lot of it and tuck it away," end quote.
Well, and the thing is, she had the funds to be able to tuck it away.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh my God, I'm putting all my money into this. God, I hope it pays off. She had plenty of money where I can do this.
Yeah.
Stick it to the side until, oh shit, look at that.
And
It raised up in
live on
value.
all of this.
Yeah. So, I mean, she did it right where she could almost gamble on just buying it and putting it aside until it was, well, worth what she wanted it.
Again, so one of Hetty's biggest money moves came during the Civil War. She went in on Union war bonds and greenbacks. So
what are greenbacks?
They were early U.S. currency that wasn't backed by gold.
Okay.
So most people thought that greenbacks were risky and dumped them for super cheap.
Okay.
She saw the bargain.
Then bought them all?
She bought piles of them at a discount and held on to them until 1875 when Congress decided to back those greenbacks with actual gold.
Oh, wow.
And then their value skyrocketed.
I wonder how much she made off of that then. Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure she got a boatload for cheap.
Yes.
Wow.
So she had her fingers in real estate, railroads, mines, mortgages across the country.
Oh, so she just didn't stick it to East Coast. She was buying shit elsewhere?
She was everywhere.
Okay.
She was everywhere.
She was a equal opportunity buyer?
She enjoyed lending people money, waiting for them to default, and then take their property.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what happens if you default, I guess. So.
Yep. She also played it very safe and very smart. She always went for steady income over like risky bets. Mm-hmm. Other Wall Street guys were gambling on stocks and using borrowed money, and she avoided margins essentially. Sure. And that move like helped her keep her like nice and stable during financial crashes as well.
Okay.
So there were quite a few millionaires at that time who ended up going bankrupt over like financial crises throughout the times.
Because they just weren't set up properly.
Yeah, and Hetty never went bankrupt.
Of course.
So if she had a superpower, it would be liquidity. She always had cash ready. When the economy would tank, everyone else was begging for help, and they would go to Hetty.
Well, I mean, she had the funds, so I understand why they would go there.
She would charge like a nice little interest rate. She wasn't exorbitant with her interest rates.
But she would get her money.
She would get her money. Yeah. Absolutely. She called the Panic of 1907 years before it happened. The Panic of 1907 was a stock market and banking crisis that kicked off by greedy speculators who tried to manipulate the copper market pricing.
Okay.
But she started warning people in 1904 that the rich were on edge and things were about to go sideways.
Well, she called it.
Yeah. So the financial crisis was saved by J.P. Morgan, and she was actually a part of the financiers with J.P. Morgan that would help rescue out the city of New York, essentially.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. She bailed out banks, and then she joined J.P. Morgan's like emergency fund, essentially. Gotcha. She was the only woman to do that.
Well, sounds like she's one of the few that would have amassed enough to be able to help. So, you know.
She wrote New York City a check.
Oh, God.
For $1.1 million. In 1907.
1907.
It was about $22 million.
Wow.
No big deal. Here you go.
I got you.
That check won't bounce.
But you better pay it back.
People at this point started calling her the Queen of Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
She was pretty famous for traveling across the country alone, which was fairly unheard of for women at the time, to collect debts.
Sure.
If you owed her $200, don't be surprised if she would show up on your door with a ledger and requesting her debt back.
So she's 73 at this point?
1907? Sure.
Well, she was 1834.
Yeah, 1834. She trusted no one. She got to do it herself.
Well, I get that, but damn, that's impressive. She lived that old.
Yeah. Oh, she lived a little bit longer, too.
That sounds that way.
So while other Wall Street hotshots were out there making wild bets, she was slow and steady. She aimed for a modest 6% return every year, nothing
Nothing exorbitant.
Nothing exorbitant. Hetty's fortune lasted longer than most of her other flashery like contemporaries.
Okay.
Because she didn't gamble, she didn't like throw wild parties.
Right.
And like I said, she never went bankrupt. She was incredibly smart.
Yeah.
So Hetty grew up right as kind of the Civil War was tearing the country apart. While most people were worried about surviving, Hetty was just watching the numbers because she was able to.
Well, yeah, she was pretty uninvolved with the war, but still be able to make money off her shit, so.
And then she got super, super wealthy off of those greenbacks from Civil War.
Oh, no kidding.
She jumped into investing in the railroads and the real estate right as the country was being transformed.
Well, isn't that what J.P. Morgan did too?
Yeah, like he was railroads, I think.
I think he like kind of bought up. I could be mixing up people, and I hope I'm not. But if I remember right, he kind of like bought up like all the railroads, or at least the majority of them. I don't remember the numbers. I could even be getting the wrong fucking person at this point. But I want to say he like consolidated it to try and like to have a monopoly on the railroads, basically, because he saw the value.
Like reading monopoly or reading
Rainbow.
Railroad. Reading railroad.
Oh, I was going Reading Rainbow. It's in a book. Anyways. Remember that show?
Yeah, sure do.
Fucking LeVar Burton, man.
LeVar Burton, that's right.
Yeah, Geordie LaForge. Star Trek reference.
Got it. So, back to the newspapers during this, like, Gilded Age.
Yeah.
As I said, like, people, the news loved her.
Yeah.
They painted her as, like, a greedy miser. Like, someone to, like, hoard all of her money.
See, that's not really fair.
I know, because, and that's the thing, like, people said that she was one thing, and in the earlier quote that I said, like, they don't know the real me.
No,
and it's
not at all.
because she didn't tell people what she was doing with her money.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't any of their business.
100% not their business. Whereas a lot of people, like we said, they wanted to flaunt it, say, look what I got. I got this blah, 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 or this mansion or whatever. They wanted to show it off, where she's just like, I'm good.
Yeah, and she's like, I'll help bail out NYC and give to charity, and nobody needs to know that.
Yeah, they didn't have to know, so it's kind of unfair for people to label her as a miser and all that shit. That's bull.
And the press is like, look at that woman. She's filthy rich, and she can't even buy a second pair of socks. But Hetty has publicly blasted railroad tycoons for cheating the public, and once said, quote, "The poor have no chance in this country. No wonder anarchists and socialists are so numerous," end quote.
Wow. Well,
so it's like exactly. She knew what was happening around the world, and she was still like, no, I'm just going to sit back and watch.
It's going to do me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
So she saw the system's flaws, and she wasn't about to hand over her fortune to fix them.
Right.
So even though the media loved her, they started talking to her as the witch, or referring to her as the witch of Wall Street then.
Was she the Wicked Witch of the East then? Because she was on the East Coast?
So Hetty's biggest win wasn't a single deal.
Okay.
She turned $6 to $7 million inheritance into $100 to $200 million by the time that she died in 1916. That is between $2.5 and $5 billion today.
That's crazy.
Yes.
1916 she passed away?
She didn't have a railroad named after her. She didn't invent anything. She didn't have a monopoly over everything. It was all just good business sense.
Wow. So she died at 82. That's pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she never ended up marrying then, correct?
She did. She married.
She did?
Yeah, it wasn't like a super successful marriage. She married a guy. I forget his first name, but it was Green. His last name was Green. He was wealthy in his own right. They had a prenuptial agreement.
Okay.
And they did have 2 kids as well.
Oh, they did?
Yes. I think I mentioned it somewhere in here. One was named after her husband, and one was named after Aunt Sylvia, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So did her kids inherit her fortune?
They inherited quite a bit, yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was actively feuding with some of the Wall Street's like bigger egos. She sparred a lot against Collis P. Huntington, who was a railroad tycoon.
Okay.
She also had a habit of buying up railroad stocks and bonds on cheap, and then companies like tried to cheat her or skip payments, and then she would like pretty much hit back really hard.
Right.
One firm messed with her, and she responded by cornering their stock.
Oh shit.
Basically, owning enough of the stocks, or commodities to effectively like control that market price.
For sure. That could really fuck with their business.
Exactly, and they're like, "Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Undo.
Please take your clutches off of us now."
Error.
Error. Wow.
So, Hetty kept it pretty straightforward, but kind of ruthless. She'd say, "You owe me money, I'll take your train."
Well, I mean, she has a point, though, because they were basically just trying to fuck with her. And it's like, no. That just, whether it's because I'm a woman or not, it's just, you took my money. Now I take your shit because you couldn't pay or whatever. So I totally get that.
So before the IRS was a thing, because income tax didn't start until like 1913.
Something like that, yeah.
The main financial boogeyman, in her opinion, was the local property tax.
Oh, sure.
And she did everything in her power to avoid it.
Oh, really?
She owned virtually nothing, lived nowhere, and moved often. She would bounce between cheap rentals, which is probably why she rented and not owned.
I guess that makes sense.
When she was in New Jersey, she'd be like, "No, I live in New York." And then when she lived in New York, she'd be like, "No, I live in New Jersey." And somehow she like got out of property tax.
That's fucking wild. Good on her, I guess. Wow, okay.
So she also reportedly kept boxes full of fake residency documents ready to like be like, "No, see, I live not near here."
So she's forging shit again?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, if they're fake residency things, no, I live here.
In New York, she had her rent was $22 a month, which is depending on the year, is between $500 to $700 a month.
Which is still pretty fucking cheap for New York.
Oh, it's super cheap.
I mean, as in most like places, like over $2,000 a month.
Yeah, it's
easily.
Bad. Yeah.
And that's probably fucking low. And that's for like a small fucking thing. That's why you always hear about, like, especially in New York, like rent controlled and all that. Which I don't understand how stuff gets rent controlled and whatever.
Yeah.
I never looked into it. I just didn't care.
Maybe it's something that they did way back when and they couldn't afford to change it.
Something, it was in the law or somehow. I'm not sure, but I mean, again, even today, that's pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, the place I used to live with, the ex, we paid $400 a month. It was not a big place. It was enough for us. It was just her and I and some cats, and we lived on the farm that my horse also could stay at, so it was a couple bucks to keep her there. It was hard to get out of that because we almost got kind of like pigeonholed into like, well, shit, this is what we afford, and whatever. So,
and now that house is gone.
They tore it down. Yeah.
Just recently.
Yeah, they had to get the stink of her off of there and build a new house in its place, which, I mean, don't blame them because they're probably going to make a boatload off of that. So, anyways. So,
Hetty rocked the same black dress every day until it literally fell apart, and then she'd go buy an identical one.
Oh, gotcha.
She told her laundress to only wash the hems of her dresses to save on soap.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's wild.
She refused to use heat or hot water, even in winter.
She just, put on more clothes in the winter, I guess?
I don't even think she did that, because she just had the dress. No, I don't know. I don't know.
She put on 2 dresses during the winter.
She would eat oatmeal out of a can. No milk, no sugar, no joy.
No joy. Sounds like Sheldon. Do you remember when he used to, when Amy made him oatmeal? He's like, no flavor. I don't know how you do it, because that's how he wants it. Is just like so bland and shit. Yeah. I could not do that.
Yeah, me either.
It's like eating a fucking paste.
So people even started calling her the oatmeal banshee, shit like that.
I take that as a compliment.
Hetty would walk blocks out of her way to buy broken cookies or stale pies because they were always discounted.
Sure. So she was just frugal. She was like the definition of frugal.
Oh, yeah.
Is all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she would haggle over everything, and shop owners, they'd see her coming, they're like, God damn it. I can't just sell this piece of toothpaste for 25 cents. She's got to ask for 24 cents or something. One day she
How
lost...
do you sell a piece of toothpaste?
You know what I mean? Shut up. One day, Hetty lost a 2-cent stamp in her carriage.
And she had to tear it apart.
She spent half a day tearing that carriage apart to try to find it.
Did she find it?
I don't know.
I like how that's brought up, but
I don't know.
Whatever.
We're gonna say no. It flew out the window somewhere. But now she has to get her carriage fixed.
Yeah, that's the
thing. So who really won there?
The stamp. The stamp fucking won, for sure.
In 1888, it was reported that her food budget was under $5 a week, which is about $170 today.
I wish I had $170 a week.
To spend just on food?
Yeah, I don't even fucking spend that much.
The rest of her weekly spending was less than $4, so less than $135 today.
So what do you think she spent that $4 on?
I don't know.
Soap for her hems?
For her hems.
How often do you think she got her hems soaped?
Maybe once a week.
That seems like a lot for her.
What was she wearing if she was getting her dress soaped?
Undergarments. What are those?
Plumes?
Is that what they are?
I don't know.
Plumes? Now you're just saying words and they're not right.
So Hetty Green had a leg incident. Her son Ned, that's who it is. So her husband's name is Edward, nicknamed Ned. Her son's name is Ned. Okay.
Is that her leg incident? She showed too much ankle? I mean, what is it?
Her son Ned his knee was hurt in a sledding accident, and she refused to pay for a doctor, disguised herself as a poor woman, and took him to a charity clinic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The staff recognized her, and she bolted, because they're like, no, you can freaking pay for this. And she's like, nah, I'm good. He went untreated, and eventually he lost his leg.
What a bitch for doing that. She has all this money and couldn't treat her kid's fucking leg and he loses it?
But Ned said it wasn't like that. It wasn't anything like that. That was just the folklore that came out of her.
Oh, gotcha.
He's like, it wasn't like that at all. She actually did take me to a doctor, and yes, I did lose my leg, but it wasn't anything like that. So she was a very caring woman.
How did he lose his leg then?
From a sledding accident. I don't know, gangrene? So he did see multiple doctors, even through different towns. The injury was complicated, may have been amputated much later anyway, had it not been amputated at that point.
Yeah.
But Ned had said, quote, much has been printed about my mother that is untrue.
Okay.
She has been represented as parsimonious, but such is not the case, end quote.
What's parsimonious?
And unwilling to spend the money.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he defended her, and this whole myth about Hetty is just that adds just to the folklore of who she was as a person.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So she lived with a painful hernia for over 20 years.
Good Lord. Because
the surgery cost $150, which is about $5,000 to $7,000 today.
Wow.
When she finally got it fixed, just a rumor, was that she tried to stiff the doctor on the bill.
Come on. Okay, that's not even being frugal. That's being kind of shitty, actually.
Yeah.
That's being
illegal.
A bitch. Yeah, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to lose faith in Hetty. I kind of liked her how she was, about saving money and shit and whatever. And now shit like that's not fucking cool. Okay,
so she did marry Edward H. Green.
Okay.
And he had a thing about bad investments and big spending, and by the 1880s he had kind of burned through most of his fortune, and Hetty had to bail him out several times.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But he had this financial mess that started dragging her through it, and she's like, I'm good.
Yeah, we got to separate this.
Yeah, so she grabbed the kids and moved to New York. She was in London at the time for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But she moved back to New York with Ned and Sylvia.
Gotcha.
Edward went to Vermont, which is where he was from.
Okay.
And he actually lived off of a small allowance that Hetty would give him.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
He, in a way, hit the lottery.
But he was dying in 1902. Hetty did go back to Vermont and kind of nursed him for a while. So, like, she wasn't a horrible person.
But she'll stiff the fucking doctor for her thing and not take her kid. I know that's the folklore, but... So
she raised her kids, Ned and Sylvia, like she was. Yeah. Basically, spend low risk, low spend, and... So
did she raise them as a Quaker then? Kind of,
yeah. They had hand-me-down clothes, patched.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. Instead of buying new winter gear, Hetty reportedly shoved insulation in their coats and shoes.
Well, I mean, whatever works.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that with my kids.
She trained Ned in finance from a young age and groomed him to help manage her empire.
Okay.
Sylvia was had a mom guard, essentially.
Yeah.
Mommy guard.
Mommy guard?
Yeah, Hetty rejected or blocked most of Sylvia's suitors because she was convinced that they were all just money...
Hungry bitches?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
And it wasn't until 1909 when Sylvia was nearly 40 that Hetty finally gave her blessing to a marriage.
Oh, shit.
But not only because the groom, Matthew Astor Wilkes, as in the Astor family.
Oh, wow.
She finally signed, she finally agreed to it, but they had to sign another prenup.
Well, sure.
But Hetty trusted no one with her kids' fortune, and she also didn't really trust her kids with their fortune.
No.
But, Ned, her son, adored his mother. He did. But he did not inherit her thrifty gene.
He liked to spend?
After Hetty's death, Ned went full Gatsby, like fancy cars, wild parties.
Oh, dear.
A private railroad. He had a personal radio tower in Texas.
Why the fuck did you need a personal railroad? Just have a personal railroad car on a fucking train. I mean, what? Okay. That is a bit frivolous.
When he and Sylvia eventually inherited the estate, they basically did the opposite of hoarded. But they gave a huge portion to charities.
Oh, look at them be all nice and shit. So
Sylvia especially went full philanthropist and left most of her $200 million, which would have been about $2 billion today.
Good Lord.
To institutions when she died in 1951.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, they were charitable.
They passed it on.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm assuming Sylvia never had kids because she didn't get married until she was 40. Or did she have kids?
I don't know. I didn't look into that.
And then you don't know if Ned did either?
I didn't look into that either.
Okay.
It stopped with Hetty.
Well, it kind of sounds like it stopped with Sylvia and Ned.
Okay. On July 3rd, 1916, she was at her son's house. Hetty got into a shouting match with a maid over whether to buy skim milk or whole milk.
That's usually what I fight about with my maid.
Whole milk was too extravagant.
Well, because it's whole.
Hetty got worked up, and she had a stroke.
Oh, dear.
And died.
Is whole milk just another word for calling it all milk?
So she's actually, well, I don't know if it's still a thing, but she was in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
As the world's greatest miser.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good thing. I mean, for her, that was probably, she's like, fuck yeah, look at me go.
The New York Times said she suffered multiple strokes leading up to her death.
Oh,
but
okay.
Millionaire dies in milk fight sounds a lot more fun.
Millionaire dies in milk fight.
Hetty died at 81 years old.
Yeah.
And the papers ran with headlines like, Miser Queen dies, finally freezing cold. But other newspapers also gave her credit for quite a bit.
God, you would hope so. Because, I mean, was kind of cunty about a few things, like stiffing the doctor and all that, or whatever. But, I mean, she did really fucking good for herself.
She did.
I mean...
One of the newspapers says, quote, that she harmed any is not recorded. That there are few like her is not a cause of regret.
Okay.
That there are many less commendable is one.
Well, I mean, that's...
Weird, but not awful.
Weird, but not awful. I think I might be the title.
So at the time of her death, Hetty's fortune was estimated at $100 to $200 million, which is about $5 billion today. More than J.P. Morgan. More than the Vanderbilts.
That's crazy. How about the Astors?
More than the Astors.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was buried in Bellows Fall, Vermont, next to her husband.
Oh, okay.
She actually converted to his faith, as Episcopalian, so that she could be buried next to him.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that she did that to be buried next to him when she's like, yeah, I'll give you an allowance. Go over there.
Yeah.
Just, that's funny that she would even do that. But,
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But she died filthy rich.
Oh, yeah.
Never broke. Never bothered.
Does anyone ever die clean rich?
I wonder where that comes from. You should write that down.
Filthy rich.
Filthy rich.
Written
Write it down. Anyway, so that's the most wealthiest woman in America in the 1800s.
18 to 19?
1900s, yeah.
I'm sure.
The Witch of Wall Street.
The Witch of Wall Street. That's a great name. I've never heard of her before. So Hetty Green, right? Hetty Green? No, I never heard of her before. That's interesting. I mean, good on her for being good with money, basically, and investments and purchases and, loaning and then seizing.
But at what point are you like, you know what, I'm getting sick.
I know.
How about I fix myself or fix my son? Or
because that would have costed money. She wanted to stiff her fucking doctor. I mean, that's a shitty move.
It's weird.
I don't like her for that, but
yeah.
You have all this money and you're trying to, like, short somebody who's helping you. Seems like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
That makes no sense, but thanks, I guess? Question mark?
Okay, so how was your beers?
I rather enjoyed them. They were, I was going to say rather and very at the same time. Very delicious. Rather delicious.
So was mine.
I'll just say both. All right, so you asked me at the beginning, I will ask you.
Okay.
If you were independently wealthy, what would you do?
I would get out of my house.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'd be like, sell it as is. I don't care. Like, I want out of my house.
You'd get out of Dodge?
Yep. I'd get out of Dodge. Exactly. I would pay off all my debt.
Of course.
I would pay off all my husband's debt.
Of course.
I would probably set up funds for my sister's kids.
Sure.
Honestly, I'd probably do it for your kids too.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, they're my honorary niece and nephew, and
they
I love
are,
them.
And they love you, well, especially Vesper.
Yeah.
She was excited to see you again.
Yeah. And I don't know, save the elephants.
I like that.
And pandas. Elephants and pandas.
Can we like maybe create like an elephant panda like reserve and like just have elephants and pandas there?
Can you imagine a panda cub swinging
from an elephant's
from
trunk?
An elephant's trunk?
No, but I want to.
Okay, I'll draw one.
Let's do that.
I want to draw one.
Well,
I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.